Today we found an increasingly complex and challenging to manage snowpack as we gained elevation. So let's walk you through our observations. Climbing into the mid-elevation band, you can see here there's a few inches of new snow on top of some old refrozen surfaces and roller balls. Green light so far. We're up to 5 inches now, and I'm skidding right above my partner's track to see it starting to crack just a little bit. Same results when we jump on some steeper rollovers. So far we're dealing with a small and isolated storm slab concern, where you can probably only find trouble on a very steep rollover or unsupported slope, like where this natural avalanche ran last night. That leaves a lot of terrain at that elevation band where I feel comfortable skiing today. Starting to encounter some wind drifts now as we get higher. Here we've undercut a slope and Rob's going to step across it to see how it reacts. This shooting crack tells me that we can still trigger a wind slab today, just like that natural avalanche across the basin in a wind-loaded terrain feature. So today we've been managing and looking for storm slab and wind slab instabilities and getting good feedback underneath our feet. As we gain elevation above the previous warming that we've been having during the last couple days, in the back of my head I was thinking about what happened to those near surface facets that were buried about a week ago, and I'm seeing them here about 2.5 feet thick. We're in a little bit of a drifted area, and let's just see what happens. So there's our wind slab right here. So this is more of an older wind slab failing on those near surface facets. So piece these two together, and this is an avalanche problem that I don't really want to mess with today. So we're backing off of upper elevation terrain that's wind loaded, where we could see a layer like this still preserved underneath now a potential for a large avalanche. So now we've ducked out of wind loaded terrain, we're still at upper elevations, and we're asking the question, is this persistent weak layer still behaving in non-wind loaded terrain? And the answer is yes. Same result. What this tells me is we have the beginning of a persistent slab problem, but dealing with a very persistent weak layer like this is a harder thing to manage, and because of that we need stricter protocols, especially up here at these upper elevations where we know this layer exists. So we kept to conservative terrain at those upper elevations until we descended to an elevation where we felt comfortable with the snowpack before we got out into steep avalanche terrain. It was snowing hard on our way out, so stay tuned, conditions are always changing.